Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Token Podcast Life Stories. I'm your host and sometimes referee, the friendly neighborhood birthday boy, relatively speaking, Zach Stat Pearson. And today, I'm joined by he who does not pour rain on your parade, but instead makes it rain milk, a one milk.
You know, it's funny that your birthday is today because relative to yours, mine is 3 days after the fact. So shouts out, we're share the same week, basically.
Oh, well. Yeah. Well, hopefully next year will go better for both of us. I was not planning on
Agreed.
Akira Toriyama dying. Alright, moving on. And of course, we have the legend himself, he whose mouth cannot be tamed, and tongue swings both ways, a one Toki Blackheart.
For democracy!
Yeah, that's about what we expect. Alright, so this one's a little bit unique. This is a multi-part story, but also a multiple story. So this is a life stories, IES. Alright, let's get it kicked off because if we linger too long, shit may take too long. But first, a word from our first ever advertisers. And now we're back. Okay, so, so every so often I have weird birthdays. I don't mean bad. I mean nothing went as planned, but I'm not angry. I'm not mad. And I gained some type of boon, if you will, but it's just weird. One of the first times this ever happened to me, I ended up making $2,000 and losing 90% of it over the course of 2 hours. No, I did not go to a casino. I'm 12 at the time of this story.
Hey guys, I found a way to kickstart my day with a boost of focus and creativity in liquid form. And no, it's not coffee. I've started using Magic Mind, the first mental performance shot, and some of its ingredients are nootropics, adaptogens, and matcha, but that's really just for flavor. It's been designed to elevate your energy, decrease stress, and amplify your concentration. However, I mostly use it as a coffee substitute in the morning. Call me old-fashioned. If you are interested in giving it a shot, you can order some from magicmind.com.
So, I know it's uncommon, but for some reason, well, it's uncommon now. But you know, I was what you call a optional latchkey kid. Now, for the uninitiated, because that is an old ass term, it was old when I was fucking first hearing about it at the ripe old age of 5. A latchkey kid is essentially a child who has direct access to their home and has a key to it, and they can enter and leave freely because their parents either A, dysfunctional as fuck, don't give a shit, or B, they do not have a schedule that aligns with their parents' work schedule, so the child will often be left home before the parent gets home, which means that you're either going to pay for an expensive ass babysitter every single day that they go to school, or you're going to give them a key and tell them if you fuck something up, I'm going to fuck you up. You can already tell what my parents did. I was a loved and wanted child, but they was not about to pay for a babysitter. I am the last of 9 kids, and I was a wanted child, so there was a line to babysit me back in the day. However, my parents moved, so a lot of those people weren't around.
And if I come home and somebody else is in my house.
Yes, I was told that too. Doesn't matter if it's friend or foe. If they ain't a cousin or something, they better not fucking be there. Unless they know about it in advance and they approve it. And both my parents, this how my parents did me. They had cell phones before I did. So I had to call them on a house phone to let them know whatever I needed to let them know.
Turn on the blizzard. Let me know you at the house.
Yeah, you know how shit is. So, however, I live in I won't say a affluent area, but I grew up in a very It was a very unique, one of the places I lived growing up. It was a very fun and entertainment like little zip code, the 60652 area. There's parts of Evergreen Park. And no, the park is not called Evergreen Park, which is ironic. If you know anything about Illinois, for some reason we will have entire suburbs or cities named after a park, and then the park is basically ass, or it doesn't even exist anymore, but it'll still be a nice area. I don't think I've ever been to Evergreen Park, the actual park. So, I was technically walking distance, but obviously, you know, my little ass gonna take the bus from Ford City, which at the time of this recording is either the second largest mall area in the country, or it is the largest mall area in the country. Just to be clear, that's different from mall size versus square footage that the mall owns. Ford City owns a lot of land. They own over, I think it's 11,000 square feet of business district and area. That's huge. So, they own more land than most of the biggest airports in the world, essentially. Then again, the airports are always expanding. Anyways, so I'm like, hey, I got some birthday money. I called up all the homies. This is one of those rare times in life where my birthday fell on a weekend, so we can actually do some shit, right? So I'm just like giddy as a schoolgirl, getting ready to go do shit. I got my cool ass, whatever was popular at that time, coat, jacket and shit on. And I'm about to fucking go to the bus. And I'm lucky at the edge of my bus, at the edge of my block, the bus that gets me halfway to Ford City is already there. Like, it was so convenient. I don't get my bike because at this time, I don't know that all gas stations, or they used to, have air pumps or tire air refillers. I don't know why that's a 50-50 thing. It should be at every gas station as far as I'm concerned. And I get to Ford City. Me and the boys have fun. And we start bullying police officers. Now I know what you're thinking. Are you crazy? Did you forget you are not Caucasian? You can't just walk away from that shit. This is true. However, I don't just go up and start shit like an ACAB or, you know, a spoiled rich kid with a fucking cop. Okay? We were being followed after having done nothing wrong. So we automatically knew, oh, we get to fuck with you. Unfortunately, that was the logic of 12-year-old me and a lot of other kids my age. We know when we go in a store, for some reason, despite whether it's skin tone related or age related, there is an assumption that a child is going to steal some shit. However, if you look up in any of the information, you'll learn most shoplifters are adults. However, when it comes to hobby places, recreational entertainment, that's when it leans towards more, you know, under the age of 18. So, everyone's asking me, hey, Zax, what are you gonna buy, bro? You gonna get some sneakers? You gonna, like, go get some food? Hey, they got that pretzel place in there you like so much. It's like, let's go to the movies first. Again, Ford City owns a lot of shit. So if you go out the food court entrance, and you could probably look this up online too, if you go out the food court entrance of Ford City, shit you not, the other side of their parking lot, besides having a Wendy's I've never seen more than 3 people go into, but the place is never closed down, is a AMC theater that they let lease some land. So even though they don't own the movie theater, they own the land the movie theater is on. Cause, well, let's be honest, they're fucking smart. So I was like, hey, yeah, let's all go to the movies. And I was like, hey, shit's on me, guys. Shit's on me. What? Thanks, bro. Happy birthday, bro. And we just like, being kids, we go over to the movies and we're just like, whatever we see, we are not going to see some little Disney Pixar shit. You know how it is when you're in that weird age, you know, you're not a teenager, but you're not a little kid technically, or you're in between a little kid and a teenager. You want to do anything that makes you seem like a grown up or a big kid, aka a teenager, right? You want to do anything to make yourself seem like that. Because, you know, at that point in time in your life, that's life goals. So We go see some comedy and they won't let us in, right? It was like, I think it was PG-13. But again, we're a mix of 12 and 13-year-olds. But I got lucky. Now, this is like the original Toki before Toki. My homie Brian looked like he 15 and he got a fucking 5 o'clock shadow, but his voice just ain't dropped yet, right? He's 13. He goes up to the counter. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but listen, our parents are on vacation, seeing the family. We're not even going to be in this state too much longer. They just gave us money. I pull up my money because I'm like waving $200 bills. And honestly, I promise you, we're not going to get you in any trouble. Like, they just told me, hey, they need to go see a movie. And it looks like you don't even have any kids movies airing right now. So honestly, I don't see what the big deal is. It's PG-13. Only 3 of them are actually under the age of 13. Like, can you let this slide? Or tell you what, can we just buy tickets? And we all know how this works. You buy tickets to one movie, but we go to the other one. And then I go up to the counter. I was like, hey, nice lady. And I pretend I'm crying. It's my birthday. I want to hang with my friends. I'm not lying. I just want to point out, I'm not actually lying if you stop and think about it. But, you know, this is like babyface me. I could get away with a lot of shit. I didn't use my powers for evil, though. And she just says, I'm going to load up a bunch of 5-6 tickets to whatever movie XYZ is out. It's on the same side of the theater as the comedy you all want to see. I'm going to leave it at that. And happy birthday. So then we get in and we go, thank you. You're a nice white lady. Thank you. I think it was Brian that said she's a nice white lady. It was fucking hilarious. So we go in there, we get our tickets. One person gets the popcorn. And the minute we get to the drinks, one person gets all the drinks and everybody else goes off to the theater. Right? So we get into the theater and we're like, oh, Steph, we got in. We forgot to get popcorn. So I go get the popcorn, right? But as I'm going in, I pass up the drink fountain. And I notice there's 4 cups full of juice. I was like, okay, those must be ours. Why the fuck didn't, whoever was supposed to grab them, we'll say it was Jeremy for the purposes of this conversation. Someone who has gone as of yet unmentioned. Most of the people in the story will go unmentioned. Not because to protect the anonymity of children, bro, like we're all in our 30s at this point. It's because I do not remember their actual names. Because as we all know, before the internet existed, you had a nickname in real life and it wasn't called a username. So we were all going by nicknames. One dude was Geno Breaker because he watched a little bit too much Zoids. One dude was fucking Cloud, and I just called him Strife to piss him off. It was fucking hilarious. It was not even that he didn't look like Cloud. He honestly did. It was that he was a fucking dork. Cloud is many things, but he's not uncool. You can make him look uncool by putting him in an awkward situation or a dress, but no, Cloud is cool on some level. He's the silent, unnecessary loner type who will still be your homie despite never calling you up. So I'm just like, oh, well, let me grab one now, right? And I go now, and I was like, hey, who had the orange stuff? I had the orange stuff, and it was Jeremy. I put it in his cup holder. And then I was like, hey, Brian, you going back to get those drinks, right? Like, yup. So Brian, being smarter than I realized, not that I thought he was stupid, actually, I didn't notice it. He put like our initials or the first letter of our names on all the cups. So we get into this theater, and Brian's at the edge of it, and he looks at him, and he gets to the edge of the seating. He goes, "Are you serious?" Now, this is before the whole world started saying, "Really? Really, bruh?" And I just look at him, and we all looking at him like, "Did you really do that?" So then we just hear, Hey, you kids better shut the fuck up. I was like, the fuck? Okay. So we're motioning Brian come back. He's like, what the fuck is wrong? This man has all of our drinks. I was like, some big 6'2" dude really took 3 people's drinks and he with his girl and shit. I was like, yeah. Well, how do you know? And this is when Brian tells me, I put our names on the fucking cups. So then we're all sitting down like, bro, that's messed up. And everyone looks at me. Man, I don't want to blow all my birthday money. So then the dude gets up. He's in a business suit and he got some sunglasses on in a fucking movie theater. And he goes, takes some glasses off, like, hey, look, here. And he gives us $3. Now, this is a movie theater. Yes, this story happens in my 90s, but it's a movie theater in the 90s. So you know that means shit was already priced like it came out of 2023. And we're sitting, I'm like, Brian goes, you know that's not gonna cover it. Well, how about you get your parents and I give them real money? Oh wait, you little bitches don't have parents. Sorry, wasn't referring to you. And he looked dead at me and Brian when he said that, because me and Brian are, well, if we are anything and many things, we are of African descent. I've openly acknowledged I'm mixed race, you know, but that's not like something I write on my fucking forehead. Let me be clear. And it just didn't come off right. So we're just like, are you serious? Like, we're all making noise. And then a bunch of people go, shh, I'm not going to say it again. And then he just drops the money in front of us and walks off. And his girlfriend, or I guess sister, daughter, I don't know, starts looking at us all confused. And we all knew without saying anything, we are about to fucking ruin this dude's date, or we're going to fuck with this dude in some way, shape, or form before we all get up out this movie theater. Like, real talk. We just knew it's time to punk someone who probably isn't racist, but is an asshole. So we lean in, advertisements are going, and we're just like, okay, what are we gonna do? Brian says, hey, listen, I'm too big and y'all know I'm not a fast runner, but if we make it to the fence. Now, this is one of the weird things I'm gonna mention about Ford City. So the movie theater area of Ford City has a back wall that's about 8 feet high, and it's a weird, unique paneling system. It's slot-in paneling. They bought so much area that the parking lot stretches into a residential territory. I shit you not. This mall, instead of being across the street from a residential or at the edge of a residential block, they blocked off the residential area. But there's always been an opening that they didn't even close till like 2011. I was mad about that one. Where if you lived in that area, you can just come through there. It wasn't a door. It was literally just a slot. And you can go directly into the movies, or you can go into Ford City without having to walk around like 1.5 miles of barrier. We knew if we got there, he couldn't do shit. Because even if he was athletic, he would get in more trouble than we did for chasing some kids. So we basically started figuring out how we gonna Scooby-Doo this shit. Right? So we get Ronnie. Ronnie is the smallest motherfucker here. Ronnie looks like he's fucking 9 and he's built like he's 9. Ronnie, they said, hey, listen, go like mess with their food or pour some drinks in their popcorn or something. Just like do something that's gonna piss them off without you being seen. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. So we're all discussing shit. And they basically come up with, hey, let's go and get that really gassy, oniony thing that you can get. And let's eat a bunch of them. And then when we have to fart, go right behind their row, toot our asses up, not like go upside down, but just face where they're sitting and collectively fart. In my defense, we're 12 when we come up with this shit, okay? What were you expecting? We know we can't fist fight this dude.
Bullshit.
Shit, my head come up to the... What's up?
I said bullshit. As soon as
okay, well, first off, not all of us were built like giants like you.
He'd be like, here's $3. I'd be like, I'm gonna punch you in the dick now.
We weren't all built like you, motherfucker. You and The Rock, like, nothing about y'all look like fucking children. I still saw that picture of The Rock at 15. Oh my God, that was so disturbing. Grown ass man. Looked like a grown ass man. Fucking. Anyways. So. That was the plan. But I told everybody, hey, look, I'm not trying to spend all my birthday money in here. Right? So. They get together. They got enough to go get this onion bloom or just stuff that we know is going to make us gassy. I think one dude said he can get gassy off of pretzels. So we got some pretzels too. We eat it. It's like 10-15 minutes in this movie. We're children. We have small bladders, small stomachs. It don't take us long to brew up a storm. A literal shit storm. So Ronnie comes back and is like, hey, what are you guys going to do? I was like, oh, we're going to fart on them. And, yeah. I poured half my drink in their popcorn bucket. I was like, oh, cool, nice. I was like, no, you didn't. Jeremy said that. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, here's my drink. Motherfucker, that's my cup. Right? So, Ronnie's standing there giggling. It's like, okay, well, look, man, I'm not that mad. You don't have to like do the scary laughter thing. We had learned that sometimes people laugh or smile when they're like extremely terrified. I'm like, bro, like I don't have a history of beating up Ronnie. I don't know why he's like this. Like, no, bro, look. So we all huddle around him. Ronnie pulls out this motherfucker's wallet. And we was like, oh shit. Right? So we start going through it. This man had he had over $1,000 in his fucking wallet. It was all hundreds, so his wallet didn't look really thick from it. And then when he ran out of space, he had put a bunch of 50s in a zipper pocket. It was a very basic wallet. Surprising given how, I guess, rich this motherfucker was acting like or pretending to be. So, fucking... how to put this? We were basically trying to make it rain at that point. Bro, one person took $200. Everyone said I should have the most. I took $6. And they split up the rest, you know. And then we went over to, we just dropped the wallet where it was. We went back into the mall and we all bought a bunch of shit. And then Brian had to be the fucking, had to rain on everybody's spirit. He's like, wait a minute. How are we going to explain buying all this shit when we get back home? And I was like, man, why you wait till now to say something? I just thought of it now. A very common catchphrase with Brian, by the way. So we just decided, okay. We can buy book bags. Put it all in our book bags, right? And when we get home, hide it in our garage or behind the trash bins because it's not trash day. And then go in the houses. And then slowly bring it in over time. Or stuff as much of it in our pockets and make 2 or 3 trips to the trash can. Parents love it when their kids take out the trash anyway. Right? And I was like, damn, that's actually pretty smart. So, we're coming out of the food court now. We're just all getting ready to go home. Right? And we start walking home. There's a red car. I believe it was a Maserati. It's circling the fucking parking lot. Like all sides of the parking lot. It's going around at like 20 or 30, which is, that's not a parking lot speed. We all know that. So we see it do one lap and I just tell Brian, like, hey, yo, I think we need to start hiding behind cars or something. I was like, what do you mean? So then we hear skirt, and this lady sticks her head out and looks at us really, really hard, but we're really far away. And I just like, run! Because I figured out what it was immediately. They were looking for us because they know we have the money, right? So here's the thing, though.
It's the fuzz.
Ford City, there's security. There's Ford City, there's security, and we're in the parking lot. So security pulls in with their green and yellow lights. By the way, that is a shitty color combination. They start whirling their green and yellow lights. Sir, what are you doing? Sir, you're going too fast. And we're just like, Book is like, what do we do? Like, bro, just go over the barrier. With all this stuff, throw the book bags over. Ronnie, you ain't that stupid. We just start booking it. We all start like just climbing on top of one another to get off of it. He's not listening to security. He pulls up, damn near crashes into the barrier, gets out of his car. We got so lucky at the last second. Dude in his like expensive ass loafers, he came to the other side of the car, the passenger side. He slips, only fumbles for like 5 seconds. And the security just dogpiled his ass. Mind you, it was only 2 people, right? And then you just hear him say, I'm gonna fucking kill every last one of you. And then the security guards go, oh, hell nah, you fucking didn't just say that. I didn't mean it like that. Hands behind your back. You can't arrest me. Yeah, I can. But the cops can, bitch. So we get over that fence and we are fucking scared as shit. We're trying, some of us are laughing. Some of us look like the fear of God got put in us, but we're trying not to make a noise. Right? Now, eventually we all part ways. And I'd say, well, you know, let me go to Uber Vice before I go all the way home. Now, for those who don't know what Uber Vice is, besides being a German word that I like saying because I think it's the only German word I can say coherently and fluently, Uber Vice is a legendary dairy store and charcuterie company. I don't know how a company can master the art of charcuterie, but they apparently did it. If you've ever heard of Dairy Queen, this is basically the equivalent of if Dairy Queen was a 5-star dairy store. They sell their milk sells in multiple countries because it's so damn good. And their frozen desserts they sell year round, and their custards and all this other shit, it's just really good. Uber Vice is just a good place to go get any form of dairy from. So what ends up happening is I can't stress this enough. I come out of there with a drink that's like almost the size of my body. Yes, I should have diabetes. I don't know how the fuck I don't. And I'm walking down to the bus stop, which is across the street from the Evergreen Park Sheriff's office. So the worst place for you to do anything stupid. Like the parking lot has at least at any given time 15 police cars. And this girl comes up named Shelly. Now I've known Shelly at this point 3 years. And this is my super dense era. I fucking hated Shelly. Shelly annoyed me because Shelly will start a conversation with me, not look at me in the face, get all giggly, and her face would turn red. Yes, I know what it means now. But 12-year-old me didn't know that and thought the shit was annoying. So I just go, hello, Shelly. What's good? Nothing. Hey, is today your birthday? Like, yeah. Oh, you want a birthday gift? Oh, shit. Okay, I love you now, Shelly. Right? Then the next thing I know, I'm on the ground unconscious. Yeah, wasn't expecting that, was you? So, I've been out less than 60 seconds. It's quiet. There's no one around. Somehow the police have not caught this, but to be fair, we're kids and there's no cameras pointing at us or anything. And it's right next to a train station. So the train lines start going ding, 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 because the trains are already coming. I'm thinking that's playing in my head till my vision comes back. And then the next thing I know is Shelly is cursing out this dude, calling him all up out his name. He's like, fuck you and shit. Dude's 11, just a tall 11-year-old. Me and Shelly are like the same age. And I stand up and I feel a bump on my face. I got my first sucker punch ever. And this is what led to me hating the concept of sucker punches for the rest of my life. Right? And as soon as I stand up, this dude, hits Shelly so hard, she hits the glass window pane that's in every single bus stop and it cracks. And she starts crying. I turn and look at this dude and I just go, "Hey, Richard." I knew exactly who he was. Richard is what I like to call just another person in a long history of failed bullies. I'm not saying that you suck at being a bully if you're bullying me. What I'm saying is you're not gonna bully me for long because I don't have that fear of bullies problem. You come at me, you ain't gonna punk me. We gonna go at it till you leave me alone, or we gonna agree to a ceasefire. That's how I feel. Fuck your feelings and fuck your parents. If I tell your parents, hey, I don't know him, he came up to me and he slugged me or he started harassing me, I defended myself, and they deny it, that means cool, I get to fuck you up every time I see you until you leave me alone. I want the confirmation you gonna leave me the fuck alone. Richard is unique because Richard only pisses me off in the summer. I don't go to school with this kid, but one year I'm at this place called Hayes Park. It was down the street from where I grew up. Again, this is all in the 60652. So I'm in Hayes Park and me and my friends talking about, hey, they're building a pool and a gym on the other side of the park. Bro, it's not gonna be ready till next year or something. Like, bro, yeah, that's gonna be so cool. And this motherfucker starts throwing rocks at us. And we just say, stop throwing rocks. Well, what the fuck you gonna do about it? And me and this random kid who I don't even know, we beat his ass. And we thought that was the end of it. Apparently, Shelly is Richard's big sister, but they're only separated by a few months. Let me say that again. Big sister, but they're only separated by a few months. So, you know some shit went down there. And I beat his ass. And I just go, where the fuck are the cops? Like, they're in the building. I was like, it's not what I meant, Shelly. I meant, like, how are they not seeing this? And then I thought about it. There's no way for them to see it. The train has come by now. So the adults and grown-ups who are on the other side of the parking of the, the rail crossing, they can't do shit. And there's nobody on the cars that are coming up the block on the side that we're on that I came on from where Oberweis is. So I get it. And then she says, I'm sorry about my brother. I was like, that's your fucking brother? Yeah. Oh. Well, hey, I gotta go. Well, you should get ice on your face. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go wait at a different bus stop. I don't want to deal with him. Well, how are you gonna do that? The easy way. And yes, this is stupid. I'm not acknowledging I should have done it, and I'm not condoning or supporting it. Young me thought it was a good idea when trains were running and they were blocking me from walking across a street to follow the train, grab a piece of it where the back bridge is where you can walk in and out of a door, and just grab on the other piece and then just kick off of it to where I'm in the middle of the train where the doors intersection is, and then just jump off to the wherever I'm trying to be. Was it smart? Hell no. Should I have done it? Absolutely not. Am I condoning it? Fuck no. But did I get caught or in trouble? No, I did not. Don't be like me, kids. Don't be like me. So, I get home. My parents come home. They tell me happy birthday. You know, your cake's out there. And I got $50. I was like, yeah, I can put this with the rest of the money I get. Oh yeah, that's right. Your dad gave you $200 before he went to work. I was like, yeah. And my mom goes, what's wrong? Nothing. Well, why are you keeping your hand in your pocket? I told you about walking around in the house like that. I don't know what it is, but I'm notoriously known for walking with at least one hand in my pocket when I'm outside. It's like, okay, mommy. Don't just say okay, do what I say. Now, I'm sweating bullets because at this point, I still have a shit ton of money left over. Remember? I'm going to pull out a lot more than $200. So I start crying. And my mom looks at my hand. It's like, that's what you was worried about? Oh, look, I got Neosporin and I'll get you some disinfectant. The money came out of my pocket and blew away in the wind while I was unconscious and Shelly was crying about her brother. And while I was fighting him. I made money and I lost money. Questions?
So what you're saying is that he hit you so hard he knocked the money out your pocket?
Fuck you. I
Hit
still
him with
beat his
that
ass
fucking
though.
Sonic maneuver.
I still beat his ass. Let the record show I still beat his ass.
Nah, G, you gotta do more than beat his ass. He knocked the money out your pocket. You know how hard it is to knock the money out somebody's pocket?
No, it's very easy. As much as that Kevin Hart meme makes it sound like it's not, here's what you're not factoring in. I don't have change. I have paper money. It's not in a wallet. And my pocket fabric is small and thin because I'm a small and thin little boy. So it was real easy to knock the money out my pocket. I laid that motherfucker out. Like, I didn't stop till he did that curl in the ball thing, which basically means, hey, look, you won. I had 12-year-old Fist of Fury. I will acknowledge that.
Did you go home and look in the mirror? Were
So-
you a lighter shade of black?
No. So, all right, now this one goes into our little guest of honor over here. So, when I went to a school called IADT, I met a guy named William Shepard. Nickname is Wes. Now, to say he came from a dysfunctional background will be understatement. He wasn't a gangster or hood or nothing, but dysfunctional background. So, eventually we both leave that college that we were at, and the college gets shut down. In fact, almost every college I've ever been to in the state of Illinois got shut down. Yeah, they weren't exactly the best colleges. And you know, you don't know any better. You just see a commercial or you get advertisements in your email. You think, oh, they must be great. Anyways, eventually I find out he doesn't get to complete his program. But that's not uncommon. As many people will tell you, it was essentially a grift back in the day. But most college loans were extremely predatory and they got away with it. What they would do is they would tell you your credit score is good for 6 figures in debt. But they know the whole time, statistically speaking, 9 times out of 10, you're going to probably run out of money before your senior year. And you're going to run out of money because if you fail one class or because they may add a class and they overprice them on purpose, including general education classes, which you don't need to pay 10 or even $4,000 for. You can get them for a couple hundred at a community college. They want to make sure they're guaranteeing profit, not success of students or success of the school. They want to make sure they make money off those loans. Essentially, they were the paragons of predatory lending. But this is old news at this point. So me and a bunch of people there all leave for different reasons, or some people flunk out, or some people straight up quit and the school didn't even register it correctly. Yeah, that happened to me. That shit annoyed me. Like, I literally told them, went into the administration offices, hey, listen, you're not doing things correctly. My head of major is fighting with my actual teacher about how my major even works, and he's not properly grading my stuff because all of them forgot I told them before the semester ends I have to get a surgery that's not going to allow me to come to school and it's not going to allow me to speak. And both of my semesters ended with 2 spoken assignments. Can I submit shit in writing? I had a teacher straight up forget this shit and told me, hey, well, I would have graded you differently if you just told me about it. It was the first thing I ever told you, and I brought medical documents the first day of the class. But then I was like, at this point, this is my fuck it phase. Not because, oh, you can learn all this shit on the internet. I love when people say that like that guarantees you a fucking job and a career. It was when I realized that the system is broken. Even if you have ambition or you're smart or you know what you want to do in life and in school. I just learned that. So I was like, I need to find alternative ways to get to where I'm going. Right? Or I need to go to a school that thinks differently. Because I don't like the idea of blowing grant money, scholarship money, and all this other shit on schools that probably shouldn't be in operation. And then there was a giant bust and the entire network went down. Yes, I went to Argosy University schools back when that was a thing. So I was right. They were fucked up. But you know, no one wants to believe you. They think, oh, you just mad and you butthurt because you got a failing grade. No, they were actually shitty. They got shut down by the government. So I think it was like 200 some odd schools simultaneously got shut down. Something like that across the country. But anyways, this leads to me eventually meeting up with West again in the year 2017. But shit doesn't go right again. Wes is trying to get a job or career where he can either fund going to a school and getting the classes that he needs and wants piecemeal by piecemeal. It may take a long time, but that's how ambition works. You don't quit because you can't do something the fast way, right? And I try to help him as much as I can because I get it. I'm not from the middle of bumfuck nowhere with very limited options, but he is. Right? I say, hey, listen, come into the city. You know, you still got homies out here. We will try to help you. You can stay here till you find a job, or you can stay for just like a week or a few weeks. And if you can't find work, go back home, come back. I don't mind it. I don't have like security in my building, so you can come chill with me. This man got bit up by bed bugs, and they never touched me. You know how weird that is? Literally, it was a California king size bed. This man literally stayed up in that same place with me. Literally in the same bed. And I didn't get touched by one bed bug. I felt so bad. And I ended up moving because my fucking landlords, or the managers of the building, because no one ever knows who their landlord is anymore. Every time they said they got rid of the bed bugs, they didn't actually fucking do it. That was how I learned they were bed bugs, when they were fucking with him. So I just said, fuck it. I'm getting out of here. And this is when, you know, certain things started happening. Like, this is when I accidentally got into business with my rich friend who also went to the same school as me and William, IADT, who later would become not so much a rival, but the dumbest motherfucker I've met in my life. DeAndre Mayfield used to be on this show too. Now, for those who don't know the full story, which is both of y'all know bits and fragments. This is when I first start finding out that DeAndre is basically a hop, skip, and a jump from a millionaire. And I mean that in a literal sense. He has an annuity payment that he gets tax-free because a hospital fucked up and they killed his mom at birth. Don't feel bad for him though. Not because he's an asshole, but because of what he does with the money. Toki, don't spoil the story for Milk. So I tell him, listen, what do you want to do with your milk? What do you want to do with your life? What are you trying to get done? Because you seem to not want to go back to college, even though you can afford it. But also, you are not doing anything other than driving a Lyft car. But you have an $800,000 valuation from this annuity. Do something. Well, what do you suggest? I was like, man, come back to me in 3 days. Literally, come back to me in 3 days. I told him, be a property owner and manager. I told him, own a 7-Eleven or a massive chain of easily profitable fucking franchisees. Buy one at a time. Let them build the money back up, then buy another one. Don't just blow them all at once. Or, dude, make your own independent game, you know? You got enough money to do it with a small budget. It's not hard anymore. We're in the era where independent game development is easy. You don't have to make the game. You can pay the people that know how to do it. Laid it out for him point blank. Told him pick one. Because you can't be a salesman. He picked game development. And I told him, here's what we can do. And we can even get benefits from the city. We can get tax write-offs, blah, 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 blah. He's down for it. So me and him moved to a new place because we obviously can't stay in my place. He doesn't live with me. He's supposed to move in with me to this place we got in a Ukrainian village in Illinois. And yes, it is influenced by the Ukrainians. It's as the name would imply. We get there. What the fuck? This is that stupid shit. Sorry, my PS5 is trying to turn itself off while it's in the middle of a fucking download. We get there, And I only see him for 2 hours at the end of the day every fucking day. We start the business. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Well, I'm still out here driving, getting extra money. Yeah, but we still need to do business. We need to get everything done. We need to at least at a bare minimum get our tax identification numbers. Like, we need to get registered with the state. Oh, well, I'll help you with that. I was like, yeah, I need you to be here to do that. Okay. And I was like, you had nothing better to fucking do, literally. Why the fuck are you acting like I'm burdening you? Also, let's keep in mind, this is a 400-pound motherfucker, so I know he lazy. But still, 90% of the work is driving. Now, over the course of a few weeks, we get it done. I check back in with William, whose nickname is Wes. And he tells me, he's fine. And I ask him, hey, I'm really sorry about that. I'm not going to charge you no money or nothing. Do you want to come out here until you get work and help pay for rent? I could use a roommate. DeAndre's technically supposed to be my roommate, but he hasn't moved his shit in. And when I looked in his room, because he left the door open, the only thing in there is stuffed animals. Did I mention at this point in time, DeAndre's like 33? What the fuck does a 400-pound man have stuffed animals? So I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay. Let's not go over while there are posters on the floor. Nothing is set up. Like he just threw the shit in here and then walked out. That's exactly what the fuck he did, by the way. So William comes in. DeAndre's cool with it. We're chilling like some villains. Like, listen, I know you're going to be looking for work and all this shit. I know some of our old college friends trying to help you out. But listen, bro, can you like help me do some of the business shit? Like, hey man, I want to learn all this stuff. I want to like copy everything that you do. I was like, I don't think you said that right. No, I want to copy everything you do. I was like, oh, okay, just make your own type of game. Because it would be weird if we were making the same type of game when you got up or did what you did in the company. Because he wanted to be a member of our company. Again, we are registered and established by the state. Now, speed forward a week or two. He starts bringing some of his friends over. Some little white girl tomboy who's a decent singer or singer-rapper hybrid. She has access to drugs, like hard drugs. Openly admits this. And I'm just like, hey, listen, you're cool. Don't ever come back here with that shit ever again. I know you going to a school we used to go to or something, but hey, I wish you the best of luck. You can come drop by and whatever. One night she even crashed. Don't ever come through here with no hard drugs though. Right? Because she's from California. She doesn't ask her parents to support her. She wants her parents to eventually be proud of her. But she's selling hard drugs to be able to afford to live. And the day job is just to cover. I was like, this white girl is not hood or a gangster, but she's on some hood shit. I want to sell the bad thing in life so I can get to doing the good things in life. And then I'm going to leave the bad shit alone. It was a very unique situation. Then one day I come home and Wes is on the couch with his pants hanging off of him. He's not naked. And he has his arms around her belly. And they're basically sleep cuddling on the fucking couch. Mind you, Wes has a room he can sleep in. Right? So I slam the door. They both wake up. It's like, oh shit, it's almost time for me to go to school. I gotta go. Blah, 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 blah. So then I'm like, Wes, what the fuck was that? Ain't she like 19? Nah, she 18, bro. Wes, how old are you? Why are you acting like you don't know? Wes, I don't know how old you are anymore. Bro, I'm like 3-4 years younger than you. He's like, okay, so you like 26, 27. Yeah. Now, I know Wes is a pimp, both indirectly and directly. Women throw themselves at him. Despite his stature, he's one of the few people who, even though he's short, women will still come after, especially the white ones. My issue is the age gap. And I don't know how long he's known this girl. So did he just bring a grooming situation into my fucking apartment? Right? That's how I'm looking at it. So I'm like, Wes, listen, that shit can't be happening again. I don't care about her crashing. She gonna crash. Y'all gonna be separated. You wanna smash somebody? Cool. I'm okay with that. You're a grown ass man. And you ain't paying bills right now though. So if you gonna mess around with a fucking teenager, you can't be doing it here. Go somewhere else and do that. And he just goes, man, you wouldn't know if we fucked. I was like, that is not the point of this conversation. Okay? So eventually, he moves into her place. What did I say? This man is very good at finessing. However, their second roommate's parents get mad and decide he can't live there because they don't know him. The ironic part is they don't know the second roommate, but they're okay with him being there because they both are going to the same college. So Wes is gone, then he comes back like a week later, but I don't mind none of them chilling and hanging, nothing like that. Then one day I go to bed and I get a text message from my neighbor saying, hey, why are you yelling for 3 hours? Like, I'm not yelling about shit. What are you talking about? And then I hear it. Apparently, Wes got drunk and both of them have been fighting in my living room. And I was like, hey, shut the fuck up. Neighbors are contacting me. I don't care why you fighting. You're done fighting. What the fuck is going on? She just goes, he's drunk and he's picking fights. I was like, so then don't engage him. Now, she has a bit of a pettiness problem. And I don't mean she herself is petty. Yes, she is technically. But I mean, she's reactively petty. She's only petty if you start some shit with her. She's not going to go after you. So I was like, okay. Now, this is when Toki comes in, and so do a lot of the other podcasters and shit like this. I made partial mention of this shit. And Toki goes, what the fuck? Are you serious, bro? Yeah. And he not paying rent? Yeah. But he got a job though. Yeah, but he also got a DUI fine or something he has to deal with. So you got a fucking alcoholic bum not paying rent running in and out of your fucking building. I mean, I'm cutting him the benefit of the doubt. He was supposed to get a job, and the minute he got a job, found out his wages got garnished. And when his wages got garnished, you know, how he gets his money changes. And I told him he can PayPal me or anything, and he doesn't have to give me a lot. He just has to help me cover the electricity bill and the heat bill, right? That's it. Don't worry about rent. Technically, DeAndre, even though he stiffed everybody, is taking care of that, or it's going to get taken care of. But I'm still paying a part of it myself. So I just told him, you know, pay for internet, help me pay for internet and you know, the heat and electricity, right? He don't do none of that shit. He keeps saying, man, I don't know what my check is, and something's still going on. I got to find it. Now I'm getting a little bit agitated because I know I'm not fucking stupid. Then he started trying to leave this place and leave the building without locking the door, telling me he did it. Obviously, I didn't give him a key, but he should still be informing me of this. He's a fucking delivery driver. If you're going to start doing 12-hour shifts, you need to be telling me when you leave this fucking building. This is a $300,000 valuation fucking apartment floor in a building that's got a like $4 or $5 million valuation in a very nice area. You don't think someone gonna run the fuck up in here if they don't have it, if they can? So I gave him shit about it. He's like, oh yeah, well, I guess I should start doing it. I was like, no, you were doing it, then you stopped, and I caught you the first time you did it. Don't do that shit again. Okay. So so Toki starts hearing more about this, like, bro, none of that shit sounds right. Fuck this dude. I was like, look, listen, I know he's going through some shit right now, though. He's already got a job and he's getting off of his feet. Let me just, you know, continue to help him do that. Right? So, eventually, I start texting him one day and say, hey, Wes, when are you officially going to get paid to the point where you can start helping me pay bills? You already know DeAndre stiffed me and he tried to run up in here himself. What's the deal? Bro, I'm tired of you asking me about it. I don't know when I'm getting money. You gonna find out when I find out. Right? And I'm in a Discord group. I'm talking to Raven, who's been excommunicated from this group at this currently, but back then wasn't. And Toki and like 3 or 4 other people. And then while we're talking, Toki texts me, I swear to God, if you don't kick him the fuck out, I am going to beat your ass and his ass. I will drive down there from fucking Baltimore, Maryland, and beat both y'all asses. He is using you. So then I start texting William, aka West, back, and he starts saying, man, I don't know you nothing. This stuff ain't in my name. I don't even know why you coming at me for money. I was like, are you fucking serious? And that was my breaking point, because guess what I found when I went into the living room kitchen? A check stub with his name on it and the last four of his social. This bitch nigga didn't even think to hide his shit. I've let him come through here with his girlfriend. The 18-year-old wasn't his girlfriend. He eventually did get a girlfriend. Because apparently she didn't believe that someone was being that nice and courteous to him. Didn't even have fucking clothes to change in. She had pajamas and then left the next day. Didn't clean the bathroom up either. Eating my food, bringing home pizza at random because he, again, delivery driver for a pizza place. Started fights in my actual place. Went on a drunk tirade. Then at one point, drunk texted me about, hey man, don't be getting too cozy with her. I was like, what the fuck you mean don't get too cozy with her? I ain't did shit with her. I even told you I'm getting ready to possibly go to California because I got some jobs out there that'll keep me out there for 4 or 5 months. Anytime I work in California, I purposely don't plan to stay there because I keep making friends with some of the most disgusting, terrible people. And even though they don't do terrible shit to me, that doesn't mean I want to be around them long enough for them to even get an opportunity to do it. Right? So fucking with, Toki's advice and me getting fed up, I texted him and I was like, no, that was the dumbest thing you could have said. Here's what's actually going to happen. I'm going to put all of your shit downstairs next to the dumpster in a box to the left. Yes, I did actually say that. I'm also going to close the parking gate. You ain't coming back in here. Fuck you, we're done. And the day I did this was March 9th. My birthday. So yeah, bittersweet stories. But as I've stated, this season of Life Stories is more comical me taking L's than me getting complete W's. And then here's a little side story kicker that I just thought was kind of dumb. So he started getting big into social media or trying to build up like a follower and Twitch feed and shit. This motherfucker was going behind on my social media and promoting and tagging his Twitch streams and all of his YouTube endeavors on my fucking pages. So I blacklist him because obviously this is a smart thing to do. Now his little female friend, you know what? I'm not going to get in her. That shit was so dumb. It was like not angry dumb. It was like actual dumb. She wasn't paying attention to what I was telling her, and she couldn't tell that she was commenting on something that happened 3 or 4 months before she started commenting on it, and it had already passed. Not about West, mind you. And I just like, no, what, fuck it, I'm done. But I ain't even gonna go there. I don't hate her, but that ADD strong. She wasn't paying attention to what the fuck was being said. Okay, so yeah. Any questions?
Nah, nigga.
Your volume got really fucking low.
Mic position, I don't know. All my headsets are trash at this
Probably.
moment.
I mean, if you just get a real mic. But yeah, Toki, I know I didn't mention it then, but thank you for reminding me who the fuck I am. Because taking that level of shit off somebody is practically a rarity for me. Like, that has never happened before. I've never had somebody be that much of a fucking selfish asshole while I'm being charitable to them. To this day, not before or after that. I guess you can call it blinded by the friendship. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm an asshole at all times. I'll help you out. But we're not going to that point where you're making me feel like I'm supposed to be helping you out. Nigga, fuck you, fuck your shoes, Fuck the people you rode in here with. I need you to get the fuck out my house before I beat the fuck out of you.
Bro, like, don't get me wrong. I know roommates can have disagreements and fight. Bro, are you really a roommate if you're not paying rent?
No,
Like,
if you
I
ain't
legit.
if you ain't on the lease and you ain't on one of those occupant things, nah, G, you getting the fuck out my house.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Like, Haven, fuck the bullshit. If I was in Michigan for 3-4 months and I'm at your place, I'm not raiding your fridge, eating your food, fucking up your bathroom and shit, and not paying rent, even if it's temporary. I'm giving you money. Like, I feel like that's just an adult thing to do. But you got to remember, we're talking about a guy who's used to just getting shit. Bro, unrelated, but this happened while we were roommates temporarily. We went to go see the Creed movie, right? Now, we get out of the movie. He want to go eat. And I tell him, I was like, okay, well, there's a bunch of shit around here. Pick something. I'm going to go eat closer to home, right? He says, nah, man, let's make it a day. Let's go do something. I was like, okay, what do you want to eat? Yeah, let's go to this place right here. We went to a place that's maybe not even 5 minutes away from the entrance of the movie theater. They're in the same little plaza, right? I get there, look at the menu. This nigga is getting in a car with white women. And I'm just like, I don't even fucking care. He about to go fuck somebody. Don't know what the fuck's going on. I go eat. I go home. Wake up the next day. This is what he tells me. They were going to a nightclub. They saw me and asked me, did I want to come? I said, okay. The lady he was talking to spent the whole night trying to basically convince him to get her sister to date him because her boyfriend currently is an abusive piece of shit. And she started paying for him to get free drinks and stuff. And on the way back home, somebody gave him a $20 meal because he said he was hungry. He didn't ask them for it. They just heard he was hungry. They decided not to eat the food while they were waiting for a train and gave it to him. Does it count as pretty privilege, or is it just really good luck at that point? Why are you being so quiet, Milk? You ain't had shit to say?
No, I'm just flabbergasted by everything that I'm hearing. Like,
yeah. And mind you, me and Toki ain't seen each other in person physically before last year in literally 10 years. Like, we saw each other at the beginning of adulthood, and we saw each other at the beginning or the middle of being middle-aged, essentially. Right?
I'm not middle-aged
and
yet.
He said, yeah, he basically said, if you don't kick that motherfucker out, I'm gonna kick your and his ass. And I was like, man, I must be really fucking up for a dude I ain't seen in that long to tell me I'll drive up there and beat your ass. So then I did some, personal reevaluation. I was like, you know what? He right. Fuck the bullshit. So I was like, hey, Wes, what that money do though? And he literally said, I don't owe you nothing. That wasn't an exaggeration. He said that. And bro, like, another me woke up. I've mentioned the other me a couple times. I'm not trying to say it to sound cool. I don't have a better name for it, but I feel like I am in a different world when I reach a certain level of anger and I'm not listening to nobody. I guess the best term would be blind rage. But it's weird when someone tells you that from a text message and they're not in the same place as you. Because I probably would have beat his ass on the fucking spot. And I say, you know what? Let me not give myself a criminal case. Took all of his shit, didn't damage it. I put it where I said I was going to put it. And then he started trying to send text messages like, man, you going to let me back in there that place unless you're not a real man. Why the fuck did he even think that would work? So I blocked his ass, and that was the last I spoke to him.
You gonna let me back
like, he
in?
actually said that shit.
Man, if I wanted to take care of this like a real man, they'd find you out behind the garbage can with all this shit.
Yeah, but this is text messages. I can't say no shit like that. You know, we know that it's hyperbole, but a fucking judge sees this, a police officer sees this, he could just to spite me try to get me thrown in jail or get me on a record saying, he threatened my life. I'm so innocent and small, look at me. Not every pretty boy treats women like shit, and not every pretty boy treats their friends like they respect them. Everybody's different. So, yeah. Still nothing from you, Milk? You still just flabbergasted and shit?
Yeah, I think it's the main thing is that I always just think about people that I've like, I haven't heard that many like roommate horror stories except for one where this person basically was like, this is my grandma's knit blanket that she gave to me before she passed. Please treat this with respect. And then her fucking roommate just went in, invited a person over that the, you know, tenant didn't know and just started fucking on it. That left me with my jaw on the floor.
That happens a lot.
They did that on purpose.
Yeah.
That was like spite.
Yeah.
If you have precious like clothing items and like blankets and shit, don't leave them out or put them in the general like pantry. People will take them and fuck on them.
No, this was malicious. Like, someone should have got their ass beat. Bare minimum. Anyways, I'd like to take this time to thank Magic Mind for being our first ever official, you know, advertiser. Also, you know, for passing my test. I don't give people a hard test. It's very simple. Say and prove your product does what it says it does. And if you can't, give it to me to test out so I can verify for my damn self. And they did it. And I am more than grateful to have them. And even though we only are contracted for 6 videos, I hope that whoever sees these videos, you know, enjoys them. With that being said, Toki, any closing statements?
Fuck stupid people.
Yeah, I might be able to pull up some of his social media and shit once we're done with this recording. Milk, any closing thoughts or statements?
You know, just based off these stories, don't try to do big things on your birthday. You know, just stay small and try and make your big money moves every other day of the week.
With that being said, that brings this episode to a close, and I thank both of you for coming through. And I hope everyone who hears this has a good day or a happy birthday like I'm trying.